Welcome along to the EXFL Tier 2 Season 7 United States Grand Prix. I'm F1 Union, main commentator for tonight, and alongside me, once again, is Bram Nitlang. Bram, how are you tonight?
I'm pretty good, happy to be back. It's round coda this time, which I love as a track, definitely in Tier 2, so I'm definitely excited what's going to happen today.
Yeah, we're here for round 18 of 22. We're in the final stages now of the season around the Circuit of the Americas. We have a full grid for qualifying. I think last time we had that was Belgium. Attendance has been smashing it recently in Tier 2, so who will take pole position today? It's going to be one of the most interesting qualies of the season, and I'm sure we're in for a great race as well. Just under 17 minutes then, as the drivers all head out. A few on the mediums like usual. I'm betting it's one of the Astons. Yep. Frosty Life got his last win here exactly a year ago, back in Tier 2 Season 5. He's recently been finding his form, getting some really solid points finishes, and let's see what he can do today. He was practicing, we saw him practicing earlier, so there's that great shot. And let's see what he can do today, as his teammate Josh Hewitt was delivering a great performance last time out in Qatar before he ran out of fuel with a lap to go and had to unfortunately retire after running in the podium places for the entire race. He's also one to watch for. He loves it here at Texas, I think. But anyway, he's about to start his lap once again on the medium tyres, and I think he will be the first. So do you want to take us through this lap, Bram, with Josh Hewitt?
Josh Hewitt, okay. Okay, Josh Hewitt, the guy that's starting his lap now. He's going uphill, this very steep hill here, down to turn 1. Braking out the DRS line, very close to the apex. Turn 1 has been going well, turn 2 flat out, just like the turns coming up. This is very easy to invalidate at. So far, he seems to be nailing sector 1. And 25.465 is the benchmark for sector 1 right now. So going to the hairpin. Braking at 100 meters. Trying to stay as close to the curve as possible. He nails us 1 on the throttle early. Now to the straight, DRS activated. A very long straight in this Aston Martin. Last time we saw an Aston Martin here, he went flying. Now he was sent Alonso flying. Braking at a bit behind the 100 meter board. Very well so far. He hasn't invalidated yet. Now a long right-hander and a long left-hander, and then a long right-hander coming up, which in my opinion is the most tricky part of the track right now. And now he seems to be nailing his lap. Very hard right-hander here. Very easy to lose the car, very easy to invalidate, but this corner also goes well. He will go on to provisional pole at this moment. He will set the benchmark. What is the benchmark going to be through the last corner? The benchmark is going to be a 1:34.054, and that's a really good banker from Josh Hewitt, who instantly goes to P2 with Sin Icon, improving his benchmark with a second. He is on the soft, so Josh is on the mediums, but Josh right now MP3 since Callum improved too.
Yeah, Sin Icon, watch out for him then as Luigi goes up to P2, still nearly 6/10 off him. Sin Icon showing the confidence in the chat early on. Watch out for him today. He hasn't scored a point since his return to EXFL this season, as Ben94 now second in the World Championship, 45 points trailing behind BOL Frozen, who's looking a comfortable lead to become the newest Tier 2 World Champion, but there's still 5 races remaining, and Ben is going to need the best 5 races of his entire league racing career if he's to claw that 45-point gap, as he overtakes Chaz F1, who's got up into 3rd on his banker, as Laitan ahead, half a second still behind. Sin Icon really showing why he's got confidence around here. But yeah, the two Aston Martins, 7th and 8th on the medium compound tyres. Ben, I'd say his biggest flaw is qualifying, and he does need to overcome it. But he does make up for it in the race, and after the post-race stewarding last week, it was Ben who ended up winning the Qatar Grand Prix, the first ever Qatar Grand Prix, after Taze got a time penalty for going too slowly under VSC, holding up Ollie. Speaking of Ollie, he goes P4 just behind Chaz. So Chaz has got some good pace here to get his banker quicker than Ollie, and Luigi is still hanging on there. So for the Haas boys at their home Grand Prix, we've got Ollie, and reserving we've got Carbro. who is the slowest runner at the moment. Frozen's heading on it on his outlap. Callum round the final corner. Let's see what he can do. P12. Callum, who disconnected at the start of the session, is now making his way through the final sector. And with 20 cars and an average 1 minute 30-ish lap time, it's not the shortest, but it's not the longest track. I think we are going to see quite a few impedings. But anyway, round the final couple corners for the Red Bull. Not taking any curb whatsoever on the exit. The Alfa Romeo getting out of the way. So the other Red Bull then, to cross the line, it's going to be P7 for him. So what about his teammate Logan? Always leaving it a bit later. P20 at the moment, Oren. Cargo's Blong is James. And Frozen just about to start his lap then. Right, DRS open then. And here we go then, towards turn 1. The climb up the hill. Not many tracks can say that about them. Into turn 1 then. Heavy braking zone, right where the black box is on the right. Into turn 1, taking a lot of and I've just realised he's invalidated. Did he invalidate this and next lap? Whatever's happened, this ain't the lap. Is he doing 2 out laps? Not sure. Nathan, Cargo's Blong, Oren and Logan still in the pit lane then. And yes, Sin Icon, half a second clear of anyone else.
Yeah, Sin Icon, of course, not having won, but has shown a lot of promises this season already. But if you look at him, especially how he did last season, I won't be surprised if he comes out on top today.
Yep. It would be really good to see him back there. Yeah, he's just had so much bad luck. He's caused some of his own luck in recent races, missed a couple, but hopefully he's back, and you never know what he could do next season. Obviously, we're still waiting for the likes of Frozen, who's probably going to go again. Ben, he's 6/10 down. I think he is staying out. What's his ERS then? Oh, I think he's about... Okay, so he's doing another run on those tyres, so either he's saving a set or the tyre wear isn't that bad around here. Whatever the case, Ben's heading into turn 1 now. Optic down in 14th. He showed good promise on his debut. Running, actually, he made it an AlphaTauri 1-2 in Singapore before it all kind of crumbled apart. But yeah, down in P14 at the moment. I'm not sure he got the right lap in. As Ben finishes the end of sector 1, down by half a second. Interesting to see what the Astons will do, as Josh is out on the softs. Frosty's just exiting the pit lane on the same tyre. So we'll see what they can do. As Lightan improves. Now only 2/10 behind Sin Icon. So these soft tyres can do more than what? No, hang on.
Why is Oren on intermediates?
Oh, there they are. Yeah, so these soft tyres can do more than one flying run. Interesting. But yeah, Oren, it looks good. You know, green with the Merc. Looks pretty nice on a dry track. But, you know, he was 9 seconds off the pace in Qatar with the Inters. Let's see how far he can be off the pace here. But, yeah, Sin Icon on an outlap at the moment. Callum up in P6. That lap from Luigi is still really good. What about Logan on his outlap at the moment? He's currently heading through turn 2 and 3. And Frozen's back into the pit. So we're halfway through this session and still not a time on the board for the championship leader. Nathan, I'm just going to say James, Oren, who's just started his lap, and Logan, who's halfway through his outlap. But yeah, that's Lightan done for his next lap. Chaz F1 still up in 3rd. Great qualifying session so far. Ollie, who's about to start his lap now. So here we go then. DRS wide open for the Haas driver at their home Grand Prix, their second of 3, as we head to Vegas in 3 weeks' time. As he heads into turn 1 then, taking a lot of curb right on the exit, making sure not to get any sort of understeer. You want to be as smooth and as clean as you like. And we are getting quite used to seeing that Haas with the green helmet in the middle being referred to as Ollie Robertson as he heads through the first sector flawlessly now. Has he found any time? Yes, he has indeed. 2/10 up then, and that will get him up in a 3rd at the moment. Now through the tight, twisty section, a very crucial part not to invalidate, and then one of the best shots of the whole entire calendar. Now making his way towards the hairpin. Bit of traffic in front of him that might put him off, but it may give him a tow, depending on the placement, as he has got a McLaren that gets out the way. Is that Cal? No, it's Taze Frozen, who's on an outlap at the moment. So Ollie carries on. Remember, he fought him as Taze is weaving in front. Hopefully not to get in his way as he has to brake soon. And it is going to probably get in his way a bit for his braking. As Cargo's Blong goes up to P3. And Frozen is getting in Ollie's way a bit. But he's still finding time. 4/10 up So we'll see what he can do as he's 5.5 off the pace. If he can find another tenth or two, this could be provisional pole. But at the moment, it's looking good for the front row. Ollie, little slide out of turn 16, I believe now. Round the long right-hander for Ollie. Just 2 corners to go. A make or break section coming up here. Can he keep it within the white lines? Just about. As he goes off a little bit. He sometimes can get away with it, as we've seen before from some other drivers. Top of my head, it's Chaz F1 in Belgium, but Ollie by 14 thousandths goes on to provisional pole then. Sin Icon heads into the pits. Doesn't seem like his lap got together. That came out of nowhere from James. P4. Josh Hewitt now on an invalidated lap, unfortunately. Callum into turn 1. Frosty 2 tenths up but invalidated. Ben 6 tenths down. Horosia into turn 1, drifting in the pit lane. Callum just down by the slightest of margins. Carbro backing off. Oren 20.8 seconds off the pace on inters. Not too bad. Frozen, he's just finished his first sector and it's coming up on our screens as purple. Nathan backing off, I think, unless he's taking a really conventional line. Logan just avoiding the Haas there. We'll ride on board with him as he's only got 3 corners to go. The long right hander then, as he sweeps himself, as you can see the Ferrari into turn 1 in the background. Through the penultimate, keeping it well within the track limits. Now through the final corner. It's so easy to get understeer, but he doesn't get any whatsoever. And across the line for Logan, it's P4, 3.5 tenths off for the Red Bull as Ollie just about leads them. What about Frozen then? As he's just finished the middle sector, he's got the Mercedes. Is that Oren in front of him? As he is now behind. Where is he gone? He's gone off. There we go. He's gone out the way. So let's see what Frozen can do. He will have one more chance right at the end. So let's see what his first lap time on the board can do. The championship leader rounds the final corner of the Sunset track here at Kota. Across the line for Frozen. It's only 4th at the moment, a 33.4. This is getting quite serious indeed, as the cars are all really close within one another as Horosia crosses the line to go 12th. So everyone's got a lap time on the board apart from Nathan. And Oren technically isn't within the 107% rule, but Ollie has just crossed the line to potentially go again. But yeah, Bram, this is much closer than we thought.
Yeah, it is, but we're still seeing the favorite drivers on top. But a surprise entry to the top 10, in my opinion, is Callum H, who is 7th right now in that Red Bull. We have not seen him up there often. I'm very happy for him. But right now, Ollie, of course, in pole position. We have seen him being strong in qualifying multiple times right now, and is leading it right now, but not with a lot. But do you think he can hang on to that pole position time? Or do you think somebody else will go above it?
It's debatable. With 4 minutes 40 left, Ollie is on a push lap. He's 700ths down in the first sector. So if he does see this lap through... Give me a sec. If he does see this lap through, I don't know if he'll be able to get into the pits again and put on a fresh new set of boots. So, oh, as he has a massive slide out there, but he has found time. So it seems like that braking was much better without the McLaren in front of him. So we'll see what he can do in the final sector if he does decide to back off and go in. Once again, another slide. He's really trying to push that Haas to the maximum as we have cars heading in to head out for their final runs. Yellows are people slowing down. The Alfa Romeo of... Is that Optic, I think? Yeah, just getting out of the way there. Anyway, Ollie does head in. No, he doesn't. He heads out. He's locked up. And he's reversing. Hopefully that doesn't mess him up too much. But he's just overshot the pit lane. But anyway, he carries on. He hasn't been disqualified. So he carries on, lives for it. So he'll head in with 3.5 minutes. As Sin Icon heads out with 3.5 minutes. Lightan is about to start his lap, I think. And BRL Frozen in the pits. Logan in the pits. So close between 4th, 5th and 6th and 7th. Callum, then Chaz, then the other Callum. Hewitt hasn't improved on his medium time. Same with Frosty. Ben down in P14. The Constructors has now grown to... Oh, I just got rid of it. It's like 20 points or something that McLaren lead. Callum and Frozen ahead of Chaz. And Seb, once again, not racing tonight. So Optic will fill in for him, but down in P17 at the moment. Let's see what he can do into Sector 1. Found a 10th. At the moment, not enough. He needs another 5 to even gain a place. Callum, heading through Sector 2 now. It's going to get very busy in the next few minutes. Nathan on his outlap as, across the line. Who was that? Someone just crossed the line. Something changed. I don't know. Right, Laitan, 700s down in Sector 1. Let's see what he can do at the end of Sector 2 then. Heavy braking zone at the end of the straight. Now getting his car geared up right. He's found 700, so he's found a 10th and a half in the middle sector. But it's going to need to be another 10th and a half to have any challenge for provisional pole, let alone the front row. He's a 3-time winner so far this season. Let's see what he can do around Kota, as he's been miraculous so far this season in that Williams. The only real off he's had was Singapore when he had a collision with Chaz. He's just kept it within the track limits. So around the final corner, this will probably be it for Laitan as he crosses the line, goes off a little bit, DRS open, and he goes on to provisional pole. He's into the 32s for Laitan, a 32.972. What have the others got to challenge that? Sin Icon has just begun his final lap then. Let's see what the AlphaTauri can do. One of the favourites for pole. He sweeps it left, he sweeps it right as someone else is improving. Sweeps it right again now. And he's down by a couple hundredths. So he's going to need to find the time. What about Ollie? He's about to start. Same with Frozen. He's got his teammate behind him. Logan is about to start his. The Alpine is about to start his. You can all see a lot of them in the pits. Luigi is not coming out. Same with Optic and same with Oren. So Nathan, what about him? It was an AlphaTauri sandwich. But Laitan has just gone up to provisional pole. He always springs a lap out of nowhere right at the end. And this is once again another showing of that. Right then, we have 50 seconds left in the session. Bram.
Yeah. We're seeing Laitan has retired from this, so he doesn't get in the way of people. But still, Nathan yet to set a lap time. Optic also has retired to P17 at best for the Alfa Romeo driver, but Ben, second in championship. He is not strong in qualifying, but 14 was low, and Chess F1 has also retired.
And Cal goes up to P4. Sin Icon with his banker is still putting in P3. He hasn't found time. Has he found any time in the final sector? Can he promote himself any higher? He's done the exact same time as Laitan, except he hasn't because it's 1,000th quicker. And Sin Icon by 1,000th has gone on to provisional pole. Let's see what the others can do. What about Ollie? He's 3/10 down. Is that it? But wait for BOL Frozen. He's found a 10th in the first sector. And the game does tend to do that with thousandths. It can say it's the exact same, or it can say it's something when it's really 1,000th. So no problem there. Wow, Sin Icon brought it when it needed in the last sector. But it might not be over yet. Ollie, unless he can find a heap of time, which he is not currently finding, will be third. Callum, that's probably his best qualifying of the season at the moment. P4, like you said, Bram. Chaz will start this race at minimum in P10. What about Ben 94? He's on the straight at the moment. So what about BOL Frozen? We see an Aston going off in the background. Frozen has found nearly 3/10, but he needs to find another if he's to challenge for pole position. Across the line is Callum. The top 5 are within 2/10 of a second. Logan goes off into the gravel. That's it for him. He's out of this session. Ollie's out of this session. What about the championship leader? He's got 2 corners to navigate that McLaren through. He's been excellent so far in qualifying. The most poles of any Tier 2 driver in Tier 2 history. Makes his way round the final corner for the United States Grand Prix. Is it pole? Yes, it is for BOL Frozen by 3/10 of a second. He has put his McLaren back where he truly loves it. It is pole position for BOL Frozen and P5 for his teammate. It's the best McLaren qualifying of the season. Ben manages to get 7th. It's better than most. Hirose up to 9th. Chaz will start down in 13th. The Aston Martins will be in front and behind him. Oren will start from last. And unfortunately for Sin, Laitan and Ollie, they had to wait for the championship leader to spoil their fun.
What a lap from the championship leader, BOL Frozen, annihilating the competition with 3/10 ahead of the next car. I expected him to be quick, but not this quick. Bro thinks he's EXFL Senna or something. What the hell?
Right, I'll take a photo of the grid. Yeah, there you have it. BRL Frozen, pole position ahead of Sin Icon, Lightan, and Ollie.
Frosty Life down in P14. I expected him to be really quick today since it's Kota, but I think he let us a bit down. 14th. What do you think about that, Jaden?
Well, on medium compound tyres, he needed to get a good banker with the softs potentially. They can try that maybe next time.
Oh, we now seen quali. What do you think will be the top three?
I have absolutely no idea. It's going to be sunny though. I forgot to say that. Dry race. Just give me a minute.
Okay. To be honest, I think Sinaikin can get away with it today.
He probably could. He
Because
could maybe pull something out.
that will be interesting. Who will be second? Ollie, Lighten, or Frozen? You know what? I will go for Ben. Not even there. I think you will have an amazing race, and on third I will predict Frozen.
All right, here we go then. It is the United States Grand Prix. We will get into what people have chosen for strategy, fuel, and everything else in between. It is the race at Kota. The 5 lights come on. They go out. The revs rise. And we are restarting. Yeah, I knew they were held for way too long there.
Thank you, EA, for making such a good game with no glitches. Thank you.
Yep, I'll let Will do it. I was like, I've timed that right. Maybe a little early, but yeah, that was way too long of a hold.
That glitch is in the game for like a year. How is it not fixed yet? It's honestly a joke. Yeah.
Right, and that's all the non-Xbox people. Do you want to just press spectate? There we go. Right. Let's get everyone else in. Oops. Right, Frozen on pole. Sin second. Lightan third. Ollie fourth. Cow fifth. Callum sixth. Ben. Not Ben at the moment. It's after Ben. Logan. Rosia. Ah, there's Ben. Callum, Cow, Ben, Logan, Horosia. Luigi. Josh. Chaz. Frosty. Drifting. Callum. Nathan. Optic. Carbro. Oren. Alright. They can ready up.
It's always such an anticlimax when you say lights go out and then restart. Such an anticlimax. And it is what it is.
Yeah. Give us practice at least. Like with these restarts, we've gotten pretty good at it. It only took 5 minutes.
Last season, I remember restarts took like 15 minutes, so...
Yeah, because it took ages. The amount of like times we've had to restart, we've gotten good at it. Right. Grid set. Second time's the charm.
Sad.
We haven't actually had a delay for quite a few races, so I was thinking, oh, maybe we've escaped it. Nope.
The EXFL curse.
It's a typical safety car, and I do hope everyone has remembered their setups, at least. I don't want to see anyone lag out, because that will just mean they don't get their setup. And so far, so good. So they should all be loading onto the grid, or have, picking their setups. I can't be asked to check the chat at the moment. There's too many people talking. So, what I noticed, at least from that first restart, is I think the front two put mediums on. It should be another medium hard. Oh no. Oh no. Hopefully he put his thing on before. Right, here we go then. Hopefully Ben joins back. But anyway, it's the United States Grand Prix. The 5 lights come on. With Sin on the left, Taze on the right, the revs rise. And Ben's car has jumped the start, but it is lights out, and away we go. And it seems like Sin Icon has got a great start, and Frozen's dropping down the order, because already Lightan's alongside him. The Red Bull trying to have a go on the Haas, but into turn 1, it's Sin Icon then, with Frozen and Lightan wheel to wheel. Frozen goes off a little bit, and that's dropped him down to 4th, technically, as Ben will try and join back in his car, as he has, I think. So I don't know what's going to be said about that. If he can give the places back, there may not be a post-race penalty, but there is a crash right there and then, and it's 2 cars out instantly. Carbro and Luigi, and Ben is out. There's a safety car that has been deployed. Chaos at the restart. Don't know what's happened there. Optics left.
That didn't take long for a first safety car. 3 people out. Luigi, Carbro, and second in the championship, Ben 94. Ben, who has been in a really good form lately, is out very early. What a shame.
I think Ben may have had the glitch. I'm not too sure. But whatever the case it is, this is an incredibly unfortunate shame that we have lost. That's probably the quickest we've lost 3 cars at the start of a race. We've lost Luigi, Carbro, and Ben.
Rip to the cars who have fallen.
Right, let's get all this up. Right, we have a safety car. Biggest gainers at the moment, AFC Callum and Oren from last is up to 15th. Biggest losers at the moment seems like Frosty Life, who's dropped down to last at the moment. Don't know if anyone will have any damage. I just saw 2 cars connect through the S's, and I think it was Carbro and Luigi. And yeah, Ben unfortunately disconnected. And usually the glitch is when you disconnect, you retire. But he joined back. Oh, what's going on here? Some people in the pit lane. Logan and Chaz, are they going on to hards? Are they going to the end? It's quite the gamble. This will be interesting. Wait, no, so Chaz... Wait, did Logan... Did they start on hards? I don't know. Oh, Josh has left now. EA and their horrible servers. Or their bad connection. Yeah. So, it's a chance for Chaz to maybe take back second then. But he's down in 16th. However, like Logan, he's pitted. Was he behind Logan before the stop? Whatever the case, he's behind him now as Oren dropping down, single file. And out of all that, Ollie and Cal are the only drivers to stay where they started. Frozen just didn't get the launch. Once again, not having the greatest getaway. Sin Icon just flew away. Wait, no, they are all on medium, so it wasn't a tyre problem. And yeah, Lightan on the inside managed to hold Frozen off. And now, yeah, we are going to get a race on our hands with these guys. Lightan backing them off a little bit. But yeah, lap 2 then. We didn't have a safety car the entirety of the Qatar Grand Prix, and now on the opening lap we do. Oh wait, what? Ben crashed.
Yep.
What? Wait. He didn't get the lights and so didn't realise he was in control, sadly.
That's very lucky.
Hang on, if you can hear me, did he crash on his own? Oh, part glitch, oh my, oh, Frozen's, wait. So Frozen's got a 5-second for hitting Lightan. Well that's interesting, because he's gonna obviously have to serve that. That might lose him time. Okay, it's all happening. Right, yeah, Lightan is really backing them up a bit. Not enough to be considered too big of a gap, but before we got to the hairpin it was concerning. But he really needs to get closer to Sin Icon because it's caused BRL Frozen, which we haven't seen even at the back of the grid at times when there's been a safety car, to get a penalty, and Josh Hewitt needs to join.
Remember, the gaps during a safety car period or virtual safety car period cannot be bigger than 3 seconds. Otherwise you will get a penalty. I speak out of experience.
It's 2 or 3. He crashed on his own because he didn't realise the game gave him control. Oh no. Right, so Josh is back. That's good. Okay, so the game gave Ben control of his car and Ben just went and crashed the car. It was not that glitch where if you leave the game retires you, which would have just been unfair, but that is still horrendously unfair for Ben. And that's once again, as we've seen since, as Josh is back in, you can tell there, I think since, what, Italy? Singapore? BRL Frozen, as much as his race right at this stage isn't looking great, because he's going to lose time because of the 5-sec, it's once again his rivals tripping over, making their own mistakes, and a bit of good luck for him and bad luck for them has given Frozen, once again, another hand in the championship. And I'm sure he won't be bothered about that. He's just going to be bothered about his race trying to gain back their 5 seconds. The safety car should be in this lap, and hopefully now we will get some racing. Anyway, not that. Tyres. Interesting. Right, so the top 9 all on the mediums. No difference there. Callum starting on the softs. Remember, we restarted, so it doesn't matter how many sets you used in quali. You can have new whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, the 6 behind him on mediums. Chaz and Logan on 1 lap fresher. Don't know if they got caught in contact or they just decided to pit. But they are a lap or 2 going to be fresher. And they are going to make their way through the field. And Frosty Life on hard compound tyres. So we'll see how well that goes. But Sin Icon then is going to lead them away. Going to back the pack up. Hopefully go at a constant speed. Tier 2 have been great pretty much all season. And last at keeping in a single file. So they will lead away. And we will get the United States Grand Prix back underway. It's already been chaos inflicted. Everything we saw none of that in Qatar. We saw overtakes galore, no safety cars, 1 VSC. And yeah, we're back at Kota and it's completely different. But here we go then, Sin Icon will slowly climb the gears. And if any of them have underfueled, this was a chance to save. But here we go then, Sin Icon is underway and we will get back underway racing. The green flag dropping now to start lap 4. Sin Icon leads them away from Lightan, from Frozen, from Ollie, from Cal, from Erosia, as Callum has a time penalty before he even gets going on lap 4. Drifting, Nathan, Oren, Optic, Logan, Chaz and Frosty at the back watching this unfold. And Chaz already making a move then on Logan. Seems like it's an easy move. Looking further back, no moves whatsoever at the front. Sin Icon leading them out then ahead of Lightan as they head through the S's. What about Callum? He's on the back on the soft compound tyres looking to make a move on Cargo's Blanc. He's in an Alpine sandwich at the moment as they're bumping over the curbs. And who can get the better exit? Try and gain the time as Oren gets ahead of Nathan and Optic too. Nathan dropping down the order. Chaz gets ahead of him. Logan gets ahead of him. Nathan just dropping down. Does he have an issue? Does he have damage? Or is he just trying to get out of everyone's way as he's dropped all the way down to the penultimate position? So, Josh on Callum. Now we're seeing moves. Wheel-to-wheel action here. Hirozu on the back of Cal. Going off there. And going, spinning out the back is Optic into the wall. He's lost a bit of his wing. And Hirozu gets past Cal. The Williams with Cal trying to make a move back down the inside. But Hirozu gets the door slammed shut. Josh now gets ahead of Callum. And gets his in a 7th. Chaz F1 really making moves there. Up in a 12th ahead of Oren. Now Logan's following it through. 16th up to 12th. A great restart for the Alfa Romeo. Callum gets a penalty. And Frozen obviously has his penalty still. And Logan now gets ahead of the Mercedes. Did I miss anything, Bram?
You really didn't miss anything. You were spot on there.
And
wow.
Callum is right on the back of the Alpine. Is he going to try around the outside? No, the Alpine just blocks him off. Callum really trying to be feisty with those soft compound tyres while they last at the moment. But unfortunately with the penalty, it might hinder him later on. But he's going to blast his ERS now. Will he try a move? Is there anything happening further up in front? Nope, still good at the moment. But Lightan is keeping Sin Icon on his toes. And Frozen's just watching it. And actually, they have more ERS than him. But Ollie's trying to keep with. Hirosia is ahead of Cal, same ERS. Josh is on the back of them. Callum, then the 2 Alpines, and then the other Callum trying to get into the points. And Chaz F1 is drifting up behind them, as drifting is keeping Callum behind and at bay at the moment. So the Alpine, the Ferrari, and the Alfa Romeo fighting over the last points paying position. Ollie really close to the back of Frozen to try and take the podium away from him. Does he try a send? No, he's going to keep behind for now. DRS open on the next lap. I'll read that in a minute. And Ollie is really close to Frozen now, using his ERS. What about Lightan? He's in the slip. But Ollie is 100% going to get past Frozen now, as he's fully ahead. Now he'll shut the door, keep the defence, and he is up into P3. Frozen, will he try a switch? As Ollie just stays in front, loses the rear a little bit. Will it allow Frozen to try down the inside? He tries to stick his nose in there, and they're still going to carry it out. But Ollie gets ahead of Frozen, unless he tries to move down the inside, which he won't. He'll stay behind, as it seems like the top 4 have checked out. And it's a battle for 5th onwards. Chaz ahead of Callum. We got a spinner there. It's Oren. Oren round down in P16. Optic did pit for the hards down in P17. And Oren carries on. So Chaz, while all that was happening, did get up past Callum. And, oh, going off there is drifting. So Chaz is up into the points there. And Callum may try another move on him. Right on the back, but he goes off there. So that'll allow drifting to stay ahead. See the top 4. This is what we've wanted to see.
We are
No moves
frozen
happening
and
there.
all the drives in top 4 in almost half a second of each other. But all 4 have really good pace. Heroes just cannot seem to have the pace to follow them. Whilst the Williamses and the McLarens are in a really good spot right now. And
Ooh,
Nathan retires from the Grand Prix. That's numero 4 and that's a safety car. What
He's
has
lost it at
happened?
the exit of turn 1, and that's caused the second safety car. How has he done that? Well, whatever the case, that's going to allow Hirozu and them lot to catch back up to the top 4, and it will be interesting to see who pits. This will be a great time for Callum, I think, to pit. But yeah, it's interesting to see what others will go on to. I mean, Ollie will be happy because he was using all his ERS, and he gained a place. The rest were being conservative.
Jaden, who do you think will move up a lot of places still in this race?
I think Chaz, you know, he's made up 6 places since the restart. He does like a good restart, and he is a good overtaker, so let's see what he can do. And also, I have a maybe I don't know really. Everyone else is kind of where they are anyway. Now Oren's going to go from 15th to 1st in 2 corners probably. Sin Icon's in, Lightan's in, Ollie stays out, Frozen stays out, Hirosia and Cal stay out as well. Josh, Callum, the Alpine is in, Chaz stays out, Drifting and Callum come in. They're all making sure not to bottle the pit lane entry like Ollie accidentally did in qualifying. Logan comes in again. Interesting. Frosty, Oren, Optic. Actually, I'm a bit surprised Frozen didn't come in. Well, he could have come in, served that penalty, maybe lost 2, 3, 5 positions, I don't know. But he would have been, you know, with the pack. Now he's going to have to pit because it's not certain there's going to be another safety car after this. So who is on the newest tyres? Sin Icon is on the hards. Lightan is on the medium. So Lightan will have to pit again because he's gone medium. No one else has done that besides Callum. So Callum's gone soft medium, so he can go medium again. That's fine for him. That's actually not too bad for Callum. Oren on 6-lap-old mediums does separate the top 2 that were in this race from the rest who pitted. But that does let Chaz F1, who has pitted, he is the lead pit runner in 7th now. He is ahead of Sin and Lightan, but it's on 5-lap-old mediums. Lightan has to pit again. Sin can maybe take those to the end.
It's very interesting, but because people who pit, are their tyres lasting it to the end of the race? Or did they have to make another pit stop again? People in the mediums definitely need to make another pit stop, but is the hards gonna be enough for these 21 laps?
Oh, it's going to be quite the struggle to get them to the end if there's especially no more VSCs or safety cars. I don't think fuel will be an issue for these lot. Can you see any yellow lights from anyone? I can't. Right, I don't think it'll be in next lap because Optic is yet to join the pack. 2-lap-old hards. Yeah, this race hasn't gone great for him. If you pick balanced, I think you only get 1 set of hards, so he's used that. No one pitting. No one's having second thoughts and thinking, I should pit under this safety car. So they're all sticking with their strategy. Yeah, it's very interesting. There we go. Right, Oren yet to pit, as is the top 6. Biggest gainer at the moment is Oren. Besides Josh and Hirosia, they're making their way up. Obviously not pitting helped. Right, we'll put it on pens. We know the tyres really. So both McLarens have stayed out as Chaz F1 trying to make his way up. He's got to overtake Cal. I mean, their tyres are only 1 lap older. So it is going to be about race pace at this rate. But Chaz does have the advantage of he doesn't have to pit really compared to these lot. Wait.
Yeah, that's a bit right.
No, he's gone hard medium. I mean, he could. Those mediums are definitely not going to the end, but yeah, he doesn't have to pit.
That was
Right,
what I was
Ollie will
thinking,
lead them
yeah.
away then. We saw these two battle. It was a great battle in Qatar 7 days ago until Ollie unfortunately spun at turn 1. He came back with a 2-stop to come back to finish on the podium after post-race penalties. He is climbing up the ranks through the championship. He's now broken out of the midfield into the top guys now, and he's with Seb not racing. He may even overtake him. He may get Logan. Depends how Lightan goes. He's just probably going to fight him for until the end. The safety car's in. But yeah, with Ben out, unfortunately, that means that 45-point lead that Frozen has seems like it's only going to be extended. And if Chaz wants to get back ahead of Ben, he needs P4, I think. It is quite a gap. So yeah, safety car will pull off. Ollie will lead them. 20 laps to go then. Rosie up in third. That podium unfortunately got taken away off him in Japan. Let's see what he can do this time. He's made his way up through the field after staying out as well. He's in a bit of a McLaren sandwich. He might not have the pace to keep up with the top two. Let's see what they can do. But Ollie waiting to go. Now he has, and we will resume racing. Lap 9 of 28. The Haas leads away Frozen, Horosia, Cal, Josh, Callum, Chaz, Frosty, Sin, and Lightan. Let's see who can make moves as they're all blasting their ERS down into turn 1. Down the inside is Frozen for the lead of the race then. Ollie round the outside. He's still going to keep his nose in there. It seems like he's ahead and stays ahead. His car goes blonde, gets ahead of Oren. And Ollie keeps hold of the lead just ahead of Frozen. Horosia watching this unfold. Then Cal, Josh, Callum. And we see Carbro and Oren still battling it out as Callum gets a penalty. And the Alpine gets ahead of Oren. And now Callum's on the back of the Mercedes. He tries to spot a move. Logan watching this unfold is going to now try and have a go at Callum. Can he try round the outside? No, he's going to keep it planted behind for now. Looking further front, Josh Hewitt on the back of Callum. Will we try and he sends into the hairpin? Not quite. But who's going to blast their ERS as we see a bit of a send there from Chazef. But what a send as he just edges out Callum. He's up in a 6. Opportunistic as hell as Lightan. Here he comes on Sin Icon and Frosty Life as we look further to the front. Wheel to wheel, Callum and Erosia. Here comes BRL Frozen round the outside of Ollie. He's later on the brakes. He's going to try the outside move. Ollie defends it for his life. Callum just behind Erosia, Josh, then Chaz, Callum, Lightan, ahead of Sin Icon then. He's managed to get the jump and he's got a Frosty Life in front of him. He hits the back of him and now he tries to get past the Aston Martin going around the outside. Here's the AlphaTauri. Frosty keep up late on the bake. Chaz has a penalty unfortunately. Sin Icon round the outside of Frosty. He's got the move. Good move from the AlphaTauri, but he's let Lightan go and now he may even get the Red Bull, losing the rear a little bit. Callum on the inside. Lightan has to back out, but he touches the Red Bull and makes him lose the rear slightly and nearly hits him again. And now Chaz with 3 seconds, same with Callum. It's going to be really crucial at the end of the race. Here comes Frozen then. No DRS yet. Does he go inside or outside, or does he stay behind? He goes for the inside move. And Ollie, does he try the switchback or can he not? He's going to use his ERS to try and get back ahead. He's hit the back of Frozen a little bit, but Frozen now takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Horosia still sticking with. And now the McLaren leads out in front just about. Ollie now gets a penalty. So that allows Frozen a little bit of breathing room as he loses the rear. They're all struggling here. And you have no idea who's going to hold on. Josh right on the back of Callum as Chaz is right on the back of Josh. Oh, we got a yellow. It's Optic once again. Round. No damage. Anyway, we look down the inside of Josh on Callum. Oh, he gets forced off a little bit there. Chaz is going to maximise that opportunity to try and get within the slip of the McLaren, as the McLaren's going to try and come back at the Aston Martin. And Ollie is going to try and come back at Frozen to retake the lead as they're wheel to wheel for the P1 in the Grand Prix. Ollie and Frozen, and they're wheel to wheel, but they're giving space. It's a great battle. Everywhere you look, Ollie down the inside, a little bit of wheel contact. He edges Frozen out, and Ollie gets back into the lead. Josh as Chaz drops down now behind, and he's in the middle between Williams and a McLaren. He sends it down the inside of 3, and he hits Josh, and that was a bit opportunistic because it sent him nearly rounding off and dropping down to 9th. He tried a triple move, and it didn't quite work out with Josh as Lightan on the inside of Cal gets up in a 5th. Callum, will he stick his nose in? No, he lets Lightan go. He's on the move as Josh holds on to P4. Action everywhere as Sin is now on the back of the McLaren and Ollie retakes the lead. Wow.
Yeah, that sent from
Ooh.
Chaz F1 into that corner. That was not a good overtake, and he paid the price. Just way too opportunistic, and he feel just not
Whoa!
deep enough.
Chaz has hit Cal round, I think, now. Bad day gets worse, and Cal, for the second or third time in the last lap or so, has been hit off. But now Taser's teammates down in 13th. Callum gets ahead of the Alpine before the S's, I believe. Good move from him. Now he's on the back of Frosty Life, who's just holding on, and out! It's Chaz F1. Don't know what happened there, but it's caused the third safety car. Was that on purpose? I don't know. Now this might give a chance for Ollie and Frozen to pit. So Ollie holds on to the lead then. We'll put it to tyres. See who is yet to pit, the top four and Callum. So this time no shenanigans under Delta. And surely they have to pit. Like, surely they can make hards go to the eye. I remember your strategy last season, Bram. You maximised under the safety car and ended up winning just as... Yeah, here we go. Ollie in. Frozen in. He will serve that 5 second. He will drop behind Erosio and Josh. Lightan in as well. Sin stays out. Callum in. No questions there. Frosty stays out. This is all going to be interesting. Where will Frozen lead out, though? He's got to serve his time penalty. He'll put the hards on now. Who's put Ollie has put softs on again. Okay. So Frozen is behind, yeah, Herosia, Josh and Callum. He's ahead of Lightan, which is a crucial place to have. So he's down in 9th, behind Callum. No penalties. He might have a warning or two. But yeah, Sin Icon leads the Grand Prix then. 5 lap old hards. Frosty on 10 lap old hards. Interesting. Logan and drifting the same as Sin. Then Ollie on the softs. Interesting. Is he going medium, soft, medium? Or medium, soft, soft? Who knows? Then Herosia, then Josh, then Callum, then Frozen. Lightan. I swear Callum's made like 3 stops. Soft, medium, medium. Optic 3 second for cutting corners. He's trying to catch the pack up. So everyone is on new tyres from 5th to last. Top 4 on slightly used hards. Yeah, Chaz apologising for Callum. Good to see. Good sportsmanship. Yeah, it was a bit of an unfortunate move. I actually thought if Josh wasn't there, it would have worked. Because he was in between the Williams and the McLaren. I forgot, which way round they were. And he went for the inside. And unfortunately Josh was there, otherwise he could have got the move. Oh, and it would have been such a good move as well, but... what's the phrase?
No longer go for a capabilities.
Confusion well ahead of adhesion or something. I don't know. But I still don't know how he crashed out. I caught it, but I didn't see how he crashed. If he just crashed. And I think Chaz unfortunately also is... I think I heard a few weeks ago Chaz is missing the next race or two. Oh, I think actually it was a mistake. I'm going to quickly message him. I hope he's alright.
Sen Icon still in P1 having a really good race at the moment in AlphaTauri. He is looking very solid. Frosty Life from really far back, just like Logovic, starting really far back down the grid now into second and third position. Frosty Life loving this track now in second. Hopefully he can see out a podium.
But I'm going to stop you right there, Bram. You've just said something about Sin Icon after he's doing well in a race on his return. Every time I've said that, it hasn't gone well.
Oh
and
no.
No one more than himself would love a good result. No one more than himself would love at least a point on his return. He's still 20th in the standings on 0 points, with Warren in 19th, also on 0 points. He needs at least 10 points to move up past someone who has scored points. But at the moment, yes, safety car is in this lap. We will reach the halfway stage. We've had 3 safety cars. We can only have 2 more if it's VSCs or safety cars. Whatever the case, yeah, we've got an interesting second half to go. Ollie on the soft, so he'll be making his way up, but he will have to pit again. No way are those making it to the end. But yeah, Sin Icon on 6 lap old hards. The safety cars have helped. Can he get those to the end? Can he win the United States Grand Prix? We're going to lead away then. I think he led the first. He did lead the first restart, and Ollie led the second. It's back to Sin and Frosty after staying out, the oldest tyres of anyone, pitting after lap 1 or 2. He's up in second, and you never know what could happen. Logan up in third. He's on the same strat as Sin. But yeah, Sin Icon, he'll leave it up towards the final corner, and for the 3rd time in this race, if you include the safety car before the race even began, the 4th time, we are back underway racing. That's a great restart from Sin Icon to nearly have a second ahead of Frosty. Then Logan, then drifting. Ollie right on the back of the Alpine as Logan pulls to the left to try and break the toe. Does Ollie try any sort of send it? No, it's drifting down the inside of Logan. They make contact. He bangs Logan off the track, and Ollie just goes through both of them. And now Logan gets ahead of drifting through all that. Bit of a send from drifting, but now he's losing places to Josh Hewitt, who goes around the outside. A little bit of contact. Drifting literally drifts through the S's. He's holding people up as Erosia trying to get past Callum on the outside of the Williams. Lightham watching this unfold, trying the switch. Erosia tries to get ahead. Now the 2 Williams are battling. On the inside is Farewell Frozen fighting Lightham. He gives him the space, goes on the outside, loses the rear a little bit, and stays behind Lightham for now. And here comes Callum out of nowhere, boxing Frozen in. He's going to send it on the Williams and the other Williams to barge him out the way. And through goes Lightham, avoiding the Ferrari on the inside, who stays ahead somehow, and Lightham now gets ahead. Yellow because Erosia has been absolutely sent, as Ollie is already up into second with those soft compound tyres. Frosty doesn't fight it. Josh is up in a 4th. Lovely move ahead of Logan, and Callum just behind his teammate. Once again, action everywhere you look. Lightham and Frozen once again battling. Frozen tries the outside. Now he tries the inside. Not quite working. As out of nowhere, here comes the Alpine to go around the outside of Frozen. Frozen goes late on the brakes, but with the mediums allowing traction, it allows the Alpine to maybe have a chance, but it goes now. Lightham staying ahead of Frozen, and battles everywhere you look. Here comes Callum then on drifting. Does he try it round the outside, or just drifting? Hold him off. He hits him. He has the inside, and Callum just has to stay behind for now until he sends it once again. And Ollie with the fastest lap, maybe seeing a change of leadership here down the inside. On Sin Icon for the lead of the Grand Prix, it's Ollie's now, and Josh Hewitt up into 3rd as his teammate lets him go. Aston, Red Bull, and down the inside, making it 3 wide. Here comes the switchback for the Williams of Lightham. Callum are now Frozen battling away with the Alpine, and Lightham is wheel to wheel with Callum, and he has the inside. Will Callum stick his nose in? No, and he goes over the corner as well. That may be a warning. Lightham ahead of the Ferrari, and now Frozen has to stick behind and try and get him as the Alpines now swap. They're battling. Over the curb goes James, and staying ahead is James ahead of Drifting until Drifting gets the switchback, and we're seeing Alpine versus Alpine on the inside now. The 2 Frenchmen, or the French cars, going wheel to wheel into the hairpin. And look at that, Ollie's absolutely gone. Once again, another switchback from James to get ahead. No team orders here at Alpine, and Drifting has to cede the place to James. Frozen on the back of Callum. Not going to get Lightham. Nothing happening at the front. Apart from, again, the 2 Alpines for the 3rd time in 1 lap. Is it going to be another switchback? No. James just holds them off. Oren now battling with Cal as he's trying to make his way back up. Optic hits the back of Cal nearly, and Erosia may seize this opportunity to get ahead of Optic as Logan is now splitting the 2 Aston Martins together in a 4th. Callum ahead of Oren, just about on the inside. Now has the traction, and now he's up into 12th. Action everywhere you look. This is brilliant. As a penalty there for Callum, second penalty. No, third penalty. Wow. As DRS, I think, will be enabled next lap, this lap. Callum making moves again. Drifting has lost a lot of time this lap. So here comes Frozen then, and here comes Callum. Frosty getting absolutely done on those old hards. Wheel-to-wheel stuff there, but Callum is going to just edge ahead, or is he? As Frosty's coming back around the outside, they're going to go wheel-to-wheel through the S's. Who's going to emerge ahead? It's going to be Frosty Life as Lightan now tries to seize his opportunity. Callum goes off, and through goes Lightan. He's maximising these opportunities and making clean moves when it counts. Now he's got Frosty Life. Tries another switch, can't quite get it done. This is losing him crucial time to the rest. You can see how big of a gap is, and Callum now gets ahead of Callum. Frozen watching this all unfold. He needs to be careful. So much is happening. Callum once again sends it on the Williams of Lightan, who gives him the space now. Frozen is trying to get past Callum. Little bit of contact there, but it's great racing so far as the RS is enabled. And look at the background. You've got 5 cars fighting for P11, and now you've got Callum, who's really putting in his efforts to stay ahead of Lightan. And Callum now getting ahead of Lightan. What about Frozen late on the brakes, trying to go around the outside of Callum? This will be a great move if he can make it stick, and it seems like he has on the inside now. He holds him off, and that is brilliant from the championship leader, as now Frosty somehow staying ahead until Callum tries what Chaz did. Frosty trying the switch, but Callum on the mediums and on the inside does just keep ahead. Little bit of contact. Frosty trying to hang it round. Can he do the switch? He just doesn't have the grip to do so. Lightan and Frozen watching this all unfold, and Callum, he's really putting in a good performance until he goes off there. The other, there's too many Callums. But yeah, Callum into 6. Frosty just oh no, Callum dropping down now, and that might allow Lightan to get ahead of both of them. Frosty flashing, so it allows Lightan to go round the outside if he has the grip and the confidence. Little bit of contact, and that allows Frozen to nearly get all of them. This is a mega battle with Frosty just hanging on as Lightan hits the back of Frosty and just stays out of Frozen. Callum has gone from 5th all the way down to 8th in the span of one sector, and now he may be overtaken by the other Callum. As how none of them have seen heartbreak to their race yet. The only heartbreak is that 3-second gap to Logan. As Oren and Drifting fighting for 14th there. Battles absolutely everywhere. Look at this train led by Frosty Life. He's not giving up. As do we see any sort of send this time? Not quite. Here we go again. Right, Frosty is going to get absolutely done here. Lightan gets ahead, and at this rate Frozen will also get ahead. But Frosty is using all he can. Oh, but he's got Callum on the outside. Does Frozen try it? Not quite. He edges out any sort of move from Callum. The other Callum watching this, and James to round out the top 10 watching this unfold too. And now here comes Frozen. Does he try something? Can't let Lightan get away too much. And now can he try the outside of Frosty? Callum tries the inside of Frosty, and it seems like Frozen will get the move done. Frosty loses the rear a little bit, and that does allow Frozen up into 6th. So he hasn't lost too much time to Lightan. Now here comes Callum. Can he try round the outside again? Will Frosty give him the room? We've got a yellow at the back. Optic once again. Here comes Callum round the outside. Frosty cuts the corner, and it seems like Callum's just going to edge him out. And Callum gets a 3-set. Frosty finally decides that is enough. Time to come in and change these tyres. As Josh Hewitt now gets up in a 2nd. That's been coming for a while. And considering they're on the same strategy, Josh Hewitt has great race pace. And he's got ahead of Sin Icon for P2.
Josh Hewitt.
5.7 seconds. Ollie is completely gone.
Yeah, but Ollie is on soft, so he has to come in again.
Yeah.
Well, Josh Hewitt can probably drive these tyres to the end.
Drifting, another penalty. Been drifting around the S's probably too much as he's about to embark on them. Frozen 1.1 then behind Lightan. Lightan already eating into the gap to Sin Icon, to Logan, should I say. Sin Icon trying to stick with Josh. This could be for the win, but it's still between Sin, Logan, Lightan and Frozen, it seems. Wait, no, Josh, Sin, Logan, Lightan and Frozen. The top 5 as we've got a yellow. Once again, Optic causing yellow flags to come out. And it's a 4th safety car because of the impact with the wall, losing his front wing. And that is going to allow Ollie to pit. But it's going to drop him down the order quite a bit. 4th safety car.
Another one.
Another one, yeah. Brilliant. Well, and we needed a bit of a break. That was so much battling. But yeah, let Josh Hewitt cook. We saw heartbreak last week. Obviously, he's been trying to get back on his feet since he lost the championship a year and a half ago. And we've seen signs recently. Last week, there was promise, even if he didn't finish the race. This week, he's coming in, as is Ollie. Sin Icon comes in as well. Are they all going to pit? Or is Lightan going to stay out? Lightan is going to come in. He's going to destroy the bollard. Frozen comes in. So they're all pitting. Callum stays out. Interesting. He's the only one to stay out. Will he inherit the lead? No, he won't. Amazingly, Ollie has still kept the lead. And now that might be Josh Hewitt's chances over. But Ollie does have a 3 second. So does Cal for the two who've stayed out. And, ooh, soft tyres. And we still got like 8 laps to go. Optic's out. Yeah, seems like his torrid race has come to an end, unfortunately. Hopefully next race will be better. So we have lost both Alfa Romeos. 1 AlphaTauri, 1 Mercedes, 1 Haas, 1 Ferrari. We have lost Luigi and Carbro because they came together here on the opening lap. We lost Ben here on the opening lap because he had some kind of issue. As Arozia gets a 3 second under safety car. We lost Nathan with a crash at the exit of turn 1. We lost Chaz because he lost it here. Nearly drifting, just the same thing nearly. And we've just lost Optic, who's retired from the Grand Prix in the pit lane. So that's all fine. He did cause this safety car. We've had 4 safety cars. And I swear it's been Sin, Ollie, Sin. And now it's going to be Ollie again. As something happening between Callum and James. Right, 3rd. All the way down to 11th on the softs. Oren on mediums. Frosty on mediums. Drifting on mediums. Ollie also on mediums. Callum on 7 lap old hards. Not going to lie, he's going to get eaten up. Unless he pits, which may be a better option. But you never know. Can those softs last enough? They were doing second runs on them, so I think yes. Sin Icon has got a shot at a podium. Ollie has got a chance because he has got Callum behind him. If he stays out, Ollie has the pace to create a 3 second gap. As Lighten and Frozen will be trying to climb up the order. This is going to be a wild end to the race. Yeah, 5 in a row with no penalties. That's why they're fighting for the win. And what does Callum do? Does he pit? Does he stay out? He stays out. He's confident with his decision. Interesting. Now, when he gets to Logan overtaking him, I'm sure there won't be any battles. But there might be. As all. Frosty coming in. Is Frosty going to put the softs on? He was last anyway, I think, so nothing to lose. Safety car might be coming in this lap. Who's in the best position, do you think, Bram, to win? Because remember, they're all on the softs. Ollie is on the mediums.
It's difficult to say, either between Ollie or Josh. Or maybe Sin Icon as well, but it is like a very tough car. I don't think Callum can hang on to it, especially with a lap all hard. But it's just, if Josh or Sin Icon wants to win this race, they must overtake Callum really quickly. If they do not overtake him in a span of like 2 laps, it's probably over for them. But otherwise, I can see them having a shout for the win.
I couldn't have put it better myself. If Josh Hewitt is to cook and win the United States Grand Prix, he is going to have to overtake Callum as soon as it's humanly possible at the restart. He's got to keep within 3 seconds of Ollie. His race pace has been, as he caught up to Sin Icon, who was challenging for pole, his race pace has been great. His quali pace, kind of like Ben 94, is the thing he needs to improve on. But points are scored in the race, and we don't want to hype it up too much. But Josh Hewitt, if you are listening, go out there and try and get the race win. But Ollie and everyone else is going to try and stop him. Sin Icon, let's see what he can do. Logan, let's see if he can get another podium. But Lightan and Frozen are the ones to watch. They are the ones who were out in front for a lot of this race on the softs. It's a bit of like a swapped order. You'd expect Frozen and Lightan to be 1-2. But the safety car is in, and we will see who can climb up. We have, from that last safety car to this, that was some of the best battling I've seen all season. How none of them spun or anything, as Rosie's got a 5 second for a collision with, oh, it's going off there. Oh, and spinning, rejoining into Cal. Goes Rosia. Not sure what's happened there, but he's got a penalty for hitting the Alpine. That's not gone great, as he's going off there to let them all go.
French tactics.
Hopefully that won't cause anything at the back, but we have to look to the front. Okay. Yeah, Rose is down in 13th now. Right. I think it has been Sin, Ollie, Sin, and now Ollie again. We have time for one more VSC or safety car. Let's hope it doesn't come out. Let's hope we get 8 laps of pure great racing around the Circuit of the Americas, and it starts with Ollie crossing the line to start lap 21 and embark on his 3-second gap to pull out ahead of Callum. Here comes Josh Hewitt then. This is a crucial move. Then he needs to get past the Red Bull, who's trying to go on defensive to the inside. Josh doesn't try a move, and now he's going to keep within the confines of the slipstream of the Red Bull, and Callum already trying to get ahead of the Alpine, who's onto the curb a little bit there. So Callum tries around the outside as wheel to wheel. Josh Hewitt with Callum, and he loses the rear a little bit there, and that really is losing him time to Ollie. What happened there, Bram?
Yeah, he tried to overtake him, but I think there was a little bit of contact or just not enough room. But
Oh no!
No!
They touch, and Josh has been spun. He tried to move around the outside with Callum, and there's been another spin with Leighton, who's already spun around. That's allowed Frozen up to 4th. He's making contact with Logan, trying to get up in the 3rd. Callum up in the 5th. It's all happened, and the Williams have dropped all the way down the order. Josh Hewitt, he tried to move around the outside. It's one of those where the contact with the wheels sends you down. And now Aston Martin and Williams all the way back down the field. And Frozen is ahead of Logan now. Logan trying to stay ahead, but Frozen later on the brakes. He pretty much nearly hits Logan off the track there. Doesn't give him much room, but Frozen now up into 3rd as Callum now on the charge. Is trying to get ahead of Logan. He's trying to get ahead of the Red Bull into 4th. Later on the brakes, does Logan fight it? Good battling between them two at least. Room being left between the two as they're going to go wheel to wheel. Logan on the inside keeps ahead, then up in a 4th. But it's a 2.8 second lead for Ollie after the first lap. We've got a yellow, and it's Josh Hewitt with a penalty, and it's Logan going off there, I think. No, it's Callum dropping. No, it's Logan. What's happened to Logan there? He's dropped all the way outside the points. Chaos happening on the restart for Leighton, Hewitt, and Logan. Callum ahead of Cal, and who's pulling out there? Is it the Red Bull of Logan trying to get ahead of Drifting on the inside? Drifting breaks later, but Logan on the softs seems like he has the move done until the Aston Martin hits him off of Frosty Life, which drops Logan all the way further down to 13th. So now, as Oren gets a penalty, switch it to pens. 12 seconds for Callum. So now it seems like this race is between Frozen, Sin, and Ollie. Ollie has nearly got the 3-second gap he needs, but can Frozen find the race pace to try and overtake Sin, potentially for the win, or can Ollie stretch out the gap and get the win himself? Well, unless there's another safety car, then we're in for more chaos. Yeah, but that's not how you wanted it to go for Josh Hewitt, who's now just going to have to try and make his way up. Frosty Life, with no penalties, has 6 cars ahead who do. He could gain quite a bit at the end here. Horosia still on the charge after all that kerfuffle at the restart. It nearly gets taken out by the Alpine behind him. Oren is up to 8th. Out of nowhere. Callum down to 9th with the hard compound tyres, getting absolutely done like as predicted, and getting tagged there as Drifting hitting Hewitt. Logan trying to get ahead of Drifting. He was ahead of Drifting, and now he's having to get back ahead. Frosty now gets a penalty, so that's it, and that's 8 people now in a row with penalties. Logan now, it is one of his strengths to gain a lot when other people have penalties, and it may still come for him. P4's potentially on the cards still. Don't know what happened. Did you see what happened to Logan in the final 2 corners, Bram?
No, I did not, but I am seeing that Sin is in 2/10 of Ollie's penalty at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment he's still needing a 10th at the moment, though. He's keeping Frozen at bay. He's lost a 10th to the Alpha Tauri. Sin Icon versus BRL Frozen. Bit of unknown territory, really, between these two. Look at this shot. This is a great shot of seeing the top 3 leaders as Frozen's gained a 10th or so on Sin, who's lost a 10th or so to Ollie. Those softs not really working at the moment. They're only going to get worse as Ollie is going to hold on to those mediums. Cal now trying to challenge Callum with 9 seconds less of pens. And there's a bit of a train behind Oren. Drifting gets another 3-second penalty as Logan is still battling away with the Alpine. On the inside is Drifting. Where does he place his car? Into the tyre of the Red Bull as going off there, and Logan may be able to get the pair of them now, blasting his battery to get up into P11 as Frosty gets back ahead of Oren on the medium compound tyres. So it seems like Frosty has still got some juice left in the tyres as Oren unfortunately spins round. He was running in the points and now he's running in plumb last, unfortunately. So that's another place, and that allows Logan up into the points. Frozen's lost more time to Sin Icon. Sin Icon with 5 laps to go, has to just keep 3 more tenths. Has to gain 3 more tenths on him. Frozen, what can he do? 49. Yeah, Sin is really pushing it down to 14%. So is Ollie. He's down to 16. So is Frozen saving his best till last as Callum gets ahead of Callum for P4. And it seems like McLaren are really going to take one step closer to the Constructors' Championship as Alfa Romeo will be scoring nothing today.
But Ollie is on 2 warnings till he gets a 6-second time penalty.
Ooh, interesting. What about Frozen, if you can check, Bram? So Logan and Lightan, still no penalties. As soon as I say that, Logan gets a time penalty, and Josh Hewitt now also gets another time penalty, a sliding there. Was it drifting? I don't know. But now it's only Lightan in this bit of a train from P4 all the way to last, as Callum gets back ahead of Callum. They're battling for P4. They're going wheel to wheel. Perosia's watching this unfold. The McLaren versus the Ferrari as they go down the straight. They're wheel to wheel. They're using their DRS. We put probably a meter stick between them, but it's now the Ferrari who gets out ahead of the McLaren, ahead of the Williams and the Alpine watching this unfold. Frozen has gained quite a couple tenths using a bit of his DRS. Sin Icon is now dropped out of a second than what he needs to keep within to win the Grand Prix. And it seems like Ollie at the moment is holding on, but Josh Hewitt's out. And could that cause a safety car?
Oh my god!
Josh Hewitt has lost it into the wall on the left.
And Ollie goes
And it's gone. Ollie's in. And it's gone from heartbreak to even further devastation. Once again on the verge of a podium or a win, and it's all gone wrong for Josh Hewitt. Ollie's in, Sin stays out, so does Frozen. They are going to fight for the Grand Prix win then. It allows Sin to save his battery. Ollie goes onto the softs. He's going to drop probably behind, going to 7th at this rate. Callum goes up in a 3rd. There goes Cal. There goes Erosia. Ollie may get ahead of the Alpine. Oh, he gets ahead of Erosia, but Erosia tries to stay ahead. But Ollie actually is ahead of the Williams now. I think he just about held on. Lightan came into the pit lane as well. He has no penalties, so Lightan could still find himself 3rd if he's lucky. So that is it. We've had all 5 safety cars.
AFC
What a chaotic race.
Right now in P3. We haven't seen a Ferrari up there for quite a while.
But with 12 seconds of penalties.
But, yeah, the 12 seconds of time penalties.
Yeah, but he's pulled off some good moves today. A few sends that haven't worked, but he's kept within great battles. And yeah, we are going to see the top 2 fight for the victory. Sin Icon. We do not want to jinx it, but Sin Icon, even if he finishes 2nd today, would be a great return to get his first points since his return from last season. But we know him, he's a racer. He will want this victory, and he's got to go up against the top driver in Tier 2, the World Championship leader, who's extending his gap to Ben, who's extending his gap to Chaz, who's extending his gap at the moment to Ollie and Lightan and everyone else, apart from Sin Icon. He can't win the championship, only the top 7 mathematically still can. We will have either 2 or 3 laps of running. It might come in this lap if Oren catches up. Penalties are going to decide a lot of positions, but at the moment, unless one of the top 2 shockingly gets a warning, it's going to be down to pure wheel-to-wheel racing, and we've seen some great racing so far this race. We've seen a few questionable sends and contacts, but nonetheless, that's Tier 2 for you. And Oren, still yet to catch the pack. Seems like it will be out one more lap. And that is a crucial 1 lap as Frosty.
I will invite him back.
Thank you. I may as well invite him. Right. That is... So it stayed out. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Erosia. Erosia's in.
Huh?
Is this... I don't know. That, So he was 6th.
Confusing French tactics.
Right. Okay. All good. But yeah, Erosia's in. Oh, it's to serve his 5-second time penalty. Okay, so we can't get that removed, but he's served it now to potentially gain on the likes of Callum, Drifting, Cargos Blanc, and Callum. So that's at least 5 places that can get him back up to 8th. He was in 6th, so you never know if he gains another place
he had
too
a
on
penalty,
the likes of Oren. Yeah, which he served. Yeah, he does have a 3 set, but you never... Anyway, going back to what I was saying, that was a crucial lap then. the fact that the safety car didn't come out on that lap means we will not get DRS for the remaining laps. We will only have 2 laps of running, which means no DRS. It's going to be all about the ERS play. Sin Icon hasn't even saved all his battery yet. He's 3/4 of the way there. Frozen has. Has everyone else? Oh. Logan needs to save. There we go. He's good. Yeah, Sin Icon, who used everything, besides the last percent, I guess, has to save a bit more. He's back up to 81 now, and when they go slow, I think he'll be alright. But yep, that last restart was carnage, and this may be even worse. Who knows? But anyway, we're going to have 2 laps of racing to decide the winner of the United States Grand Prix. Will it be BRL Frozen for a 6th time this season and in his career, or will it be Sin Icon back on the top step of the podium? I think he's had 3 wins. Ooh. As yeah, something's going on there. Ollie dropping down to 7th for some reason, back up into 6th. Frosty back in his car. So Ollie's lost out there for some reason. As yeah, Sin Icon's going extremely slowly to hold these guys up. As he's getting his ERS back up to 100, should be alright now. As the safety car will go into the pits, and Sin Icon, it's been Sin, it's been Ollie, it's been Sin, it's been Ollie, and it's back to Sin, in, out, and we're going to have 2 laps of racing between Sin Icon and BRL Frozen to determine the winner of the Grand Prix. How much can Callum gain with 12 seconds? How much can others gain with little penalties? Watch out for Lightan as well, as we're going to see Sin Icon in mere moments resume the Grand Prix for the final time. As he heads around the final corner, he's got a decent jump on Frozen to not be under too much pressure. But as we restart on lap 27, it's Sin Icon versus BRL Frozen, and Sin's trying to break the toe already as Frozen seems a bit too far for any sort of move. So far, so good for the AlphaTauri. Into turn 1, Callum trying to make it a double McLaren podium. He's fighting Callum wheel to wheel once again as another Callum gets a time penalty, and on the inside is the McLaren versus the Ferrari. He tries around the outside and Callum keeps it, and Frozen's got a penalty. Sin Icon could be handed the victory here on lap 27 because of that crucial moment, but AFC Callum getting his elbows out, holding on to Callum, and we don't know who's going to get the final podium paying position. Frosty Life, you never know. Ollie, you never know. This is going to be absolute mayhem, but it could be good mayhem. Frozen has just got himself a 3-second time penalty as Frosty gets out of Callum, and through goes Ollie to try and make it 3 wide, and Sin Icon just needs to hold on to Frozen. They're both blasting their battery. Who's going to lead out at the exit of this straight? Will Frozen go for the inside? Yes, he does, and now Sin's going to fight it. They're going to go wheel to wheel for the lead of the Grand Prix. Sin tries the switch, but Frozen now gets the lead. Sin's going to be hoping for his life. That doesn't get removed. Callum still holding on to 3rd. Frosty up in a 4th. It could be the podium for him. What about Lightan? He's wheel to wheel with the Alpine. Down the inside goes the Aston Martin ahead of Callum. Goes off the track. Does Callum. Gets another penalty. Does the Ferrari. And round the outside goes Ollie, as Callum's used all his deployment. Ollie still has some left to swoop round the outside of the Ferrari and get up in a 4th. This podium might still be his, as I'm going to change it to the leader. Lightan 3.7. So far, the podium is his. Actually, P2 may still be his. BRL Frozen's absolutely left Sin in the dust, and Sin's under pressure from Frosty now. If he loses that much time battling, Sin may still have this, as Lightan is ahead of the Alpine. Down the inside, Sin fighting Frosty. He loses positions to Frosty and Ollie. He doesn't want to fight it, as Callum has left the space with between him and the top 4. Now Lightan, it's crucial he gets past Callum without getting a warning. He's 3.5 seconds off as Lightan now gets a warning as soon as I say it, and that just leaves Sin Icon, who is 2.1 behind Frozen. He's got a 2nd in hand with 14%. Frozen's got 24. Ollie and Frosty, should I say, are fighting for potentially 3rd and 4th. Sin Icon at the moment is going to win the Grand Prix, but it's not over until the checkered flag. Banging wheels is Callum, and drifting at the back. Horosia trying to get past both. Lightan now gets ahead of Callum, who's got no ERS to try and defend. No overtakes happening for the top 4. We'll look further back, and it's 3 wide there with the Alpine, the Williams, and the Red Bull. It seems like the Red Bull's getting eaten off Callum. O'Logan's up to 8th. So you never know what could happen there. Looking further front, no overtakes as we head through the final set of corners. Frosty, he's really on the charge here, closing up to BRL Frozen. Sin Icon 2.3, as long as he just keeps it on the tarmac. And for now, if it doesn't get removed, Sin Icon could be seeing a victory here. that will be loved by every single person in the group chats. Bureau of Frozen crosses the line. He wins on track. Then Frosty, then Ollie, then Sin Icon wins the United States Grand Prix. Unbelievable for AlphaTauri and his return. He hasn't scored a point since, but he's come back to make a statement, and that was the win that he needed in the first sentence. What a win for Sin Icon.
Oh my god, Sin! Well done! Well done.
Where did Lightan finish? Did he get second or third?
I think so.
He got third. No, Frosty. Oh my god, Frosty Life got a podium. Mano's on the podium. Can you believe it? He loves this track, and he's just proven why. Unbelievable, what a race. Lightan must have got fourth or fifth. Wow, he just held up. Ollie got a penalty right at the end. There was a few people, and Ollie was one of them. Sin Icon, victorious.
Wow. And that just
now
shows that Tier 2 cannot disappoint.
Now Ollie's broken the record, most fastest laps in the season. Well done, Ollie. But wow, Frosty Life from 14th comes up to 3rd. And I don't know if anyone will spoil it by saying, oh, I can get this 3 second removed or whatever. We're going to base it off that. Wow.
He's just typing now.
Oh my god, right.
No, it's actually a 3 second time penalty. He cannot get that removed.
Oh my god, Sin Icon. Wow. I mean, it's unfortunate for Josh, it's unfortunate for Ben, it's unfortunate for Chaz. But, and Logan got 7th in the end. That is the win that he has been waiting for since his return. I can't even get the race director, but look at that, 4 Logan made 4 stops. So did Lightan and Frosty. Mega, absolutely mega. Let's get these 3 in the party.
We need to get them in the party. I'm just really happy for Sin Icon, especially driving against him last season. I'm just happy for him.
Unbelievable. Right, we'll wait for them to join. What a race. And here we are, the first to join is the victor. Can you believe it? Sin Icon. Right, let me know when you've included your audio, mate. Oh, are you? Are you able to join on Xbox, or are you only able to join on your phone? Oh. Okay, I'll just relay whatever he says. You rejoined. You came to AlphaTauri. Every single moment where you had a shot, it failed. Yeah, no worries, mate. You haven't had a point since. You wanted to make a statement, and 6 weeks later, when it should have happened, you have just won the United States Grand Prix. Absolutely mega. Well done, mate. Yeah, you kept it clean. At points, it looked like other people were going to beat you just based on race pace. You blasted all your energy. You just saved up to 100 at the restart. You let Frozen go after he got the penalty. When Frozen got the penalty on the penultimate lap, was that like the final nail? You're thinking, I've got this.
No cursing.
3/10, I think. No, something like that. It was very close, but you just held heading into the final couple sectors. You had like 7/10 in hand, but it was enough. I mean, there's a lot of penalties that race, and you never know what could happen. But at the moment, you have won a very. That's going to go down as a classic. But what a race for you, mate. I was just about to ask. There better be one. Yep. Um, absolutely mega, mate. Absolutely mega. Well done. Right, moving on to P2 BRL Frozen. Are you there, mate? Days? All right, he's not there. We'll come back to him. Okay. Um, as much as Sin, I'm happy for him, and he might get driver of the day. This is the only other competitor. Oh, Mano, mate, are you there? Absolutely incredible, mate. You're back on the podium. You disconnected and then you just came alive. You came back as a different driver, just absolutely mega. You chased down Taze right at the end. Unfortunate for the. Um, what happened when you got the 3 sec? When did you get it? Three. Right. Yeah, the S's. Ah, but what a up and down race. Qualified in 14th. We were hyping it up because you won here a year ago. Um, and then you came back through the field, then went down. You pitted right at you were last at the end of lap 1 or 2, and you have just come back to get your first podium in I don't even know how long it's been, but it's such a joy to see you back. A few weeks ago when you were telling me, I don't know, I don't know if, and then your joy for racing came back, and it was great to see. And this cements it. Brilliant stuff, mate. Yeah, you came alive. Yes, well done, mate. Um, is Taze there now? All right, no worries. Um, I'll try and drag this. What a race though. And hope everyone's enjoyed watching that. And yeah, we better see an edit, Jason. I think I tried to throw in some good lines in quali, and was it it was you, right, who like beat Lightan by 1,000th? Wow. And then we were thinking, ooh, it's gonna be really close. And then tased by nearly 3/10. Just it was interesting because obviously it wasn't just plain sailing for him. He was battling with 3 or 4 people at times, and there was a mega battle in the middle of the Grand Prix with him and like 5 other people, while you got overtaken by Ollie, who was on soft steel hards, fair enough, and then Josh caught you, and then unfortunately he spun. Yeah, and then he pits again. Oh, the amount of time, just you're up there like Singapore, for example, and then something goes wrong at the end, and you don't get any points week after week, and then just win. Either DNF or win. No points or the 25. Oh yeah. Right, you're back to that, are you?
Remember when I gave
Uh,
you your first win?
it's going to be interesting you next season, but we'll get to that when we come to it. You enjoy this win. It's going to be interesting, like we got Josh runner up of 4, you P3 in season 5, and we're going to have a few people in this season as well. Um, and 6 as well. Taze, let me know when
Yeah, I'm
you're ready,
ready,
mate.
mate. I'm ready.
Oh, okay, okay. Have you included your audio?
Mhm.
Right. So P2 again, bit of a merchant, aren't you?
Yeah.
But great race, mate. You qualified pole, so that's another great pole position. What a lap. And yeah, just take us through your race.
Yeah, I mean, first, obviously the amount of safety cars they just weren't expected because obviously last week there was none, and
Yeah,
this
we
week
hit the
just
maximum.
went from none to five, so big gap between the tracks. But I mean, it was quite a weird race throughout. I didn't felt I didn't feel like I had the pace on the mediums or the hards, but near the end on the softs. I think they sort of came alive. And just a bit unlucky not to get the win. I think if I had another lap, probably would have had that win anyway. Just 3 tenths. So I mean, it is what it is. It was a silly penalty for me to get anyway. So it's only myself to blame. But still a good P2. But a bit angry that I didn't get the win.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. However, on the brighter side, you do manage to extend 18 points over the next two in the standings to you of Ben and Chaz, who didn't finish today. Ben obviously got a bit unlucky at the start, and Chaz crashed. They pretty much retired at the same place, really.
Yeah.
Lightan, I guess, gains on them. Same with Logan and Ollie, but they're a bit too far behind at the moment. 4 races to go. 104 goes down to 78, 45, 63. You might have a chance at becoming world champion next week.
Mhm.
You might. So yeah, what's your thoughts on that? Are you just focused on race by race, or
Yep.
is the
Just
championship starting to just come in?
just race by race. Just hoping to
Right
try
answer.
and just keep extending the gap that I can. Hopefully next week I can inevitably get it.
I think you'd need to outscore Ben by 15 points, so he would any higher than fifth for him doesn't do that. But
Yeah.
I'm sure at this rate it will come in. Obviously, good result for McLaren to extend your gap to Alfa Romeo, who once again didn't score. So it's falling into place, and the pieces are leading up to it. But like you said, race by race, and the big prize will come. So well done. Another. I don't know what you've got more of, firsts or seconds, but whatever the case, you're consistent as hell, which is really what's giving you this gap. You're gaining from others' mistakes. You're not putting foot wrong. Obviously, the 3 second was unfortunate, but it was right after everyone else messed up. Anyway, great race once again from everyone, uh, and that has been it. Next week will be the Mexican Grand Prix, round 19 of 22. I've been F1 Union. Bram, any final word?
I would like to congratulate every single driver who has driven today. Amazing race. This is really what Tier 2 is. Um, a lot of drivers who we don't normally see had a shout at winning. It's like a race where you do not know who's going to win, and I think that was what makes this beautiful.
Yep, and and another full grid, which is what you love to see, and a decent amount of finishers and great racing. Actually, yeah. Final question, Taze, you were in like a 5-6 car battle. How did that feel?
Yeah.
It,
I mean, probably first time in a while, honestly. But obviously, there's probably a little bit of a skill gap between not being cocky, but probably a bit of a skill gap there, which probably slowed me down a little bit. But done my best nonetheless. There was no really bad crashes, so still made my way
yeah, you
through.
all managed to survive it, which was great. And yeah, there were a lot of good moves, a few questionable sends from like Callum or something. But
Yep.
anyway, that's always part of the game. And we'll see you next week out in Mexico.